The world is changing.
51 years ago, the War of the Wilds came to a stalemate. The people of the Graynor Peninsula set all plant life ablaze to stop the Stranglehold and built a mighty wall to keep the wilds at bay. All the while, they sat atop their monument, never truly knowing why this all began. A likeness of peace blanketed the blasted lands.
1 year ago, it all changed. An ancient god, once bound by old magic, found himself free and took his vengeance as his shackles were shattered. The mountainous city of Bulwark paid a grave price, but in the wake of this destruction comes the first glimpses of the possibility for true and honest peace.
Our heroes venture from their familiar homeland into the fullness of what their world was before the war, a world they've touched but never truly seen. They find themselves caught between a land that has tried to end their lives hundreds of times over, and a country they helped decimate.
Under the canopy, they seek glory, truth, and salvation. The world is changing, and their hands will guide it. Hello, and welcome to Another Path. My name is Chase, and I continue to be your GM. Today, our heroes go into the territory of their former enemy. Thank you to our backers Braden, Jeremy, and Shogun for their support. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy your trip down another path.
Are you guys ready for Zach Rob's no context statement of the week?
After listening to tomorrow's / 2 weeks ago's episode where you made a really good Glover reference at the end for no reason.
Yeah.
I am waiting with bated breath.
I'm glad I had some warning this time.
I have a pit fiend staring at me.
That's a really not great way to refer to your fiance, Zach. I just want you to know.
She's in the other room. Come on, Albrecht. No, I was a very nice lad. A friend of mine from Level Up gave me a bunch of minis, so I have this very dramatic pit fiend mini.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Yeah, I also have a pentadrone. Look at this dude. He's being a pentadrone. Just sitting around.
Nice.
I have a mini of my Sunday night character.
Nice.
Right here. A Dakota.
I have a mini of my old Sunday night character, the one that Zach got made for me.
I've got a mini of...
I've got a little Clark.
Also Mimic of Beryl.
Yeah, I've got one of a good old Milligan Taggart that Griffin made me.
I have a zebra.
Yeah. Can I share with you guys some stories that were shared unto me today by my father?
Absolutely. I would love to hear some Deadhead stories.
This past Father's Day, my father decided to not spend time with his family and his 2 children that were secretly making plans to surprise him, and instead he zagged on us and went to a Grateful Dead concert with a work friend.
There you go.
I'm going to start telling the story. At the end of it, I want you guys to tell me the most surprising part of it.
Okay.
Actually, I'm just going to start with this statement. My grateful dad.
This episode is called The Grateful Dad.
My dad went to a Grateful Dead concert with a former professional skateboarder, met 2 train kids, and gave them pot.
Okay.
That's the abridged.
What is the name of the professional skateboarder? And we can bleep it out.
Karma something. It's like a Russian last name.
Okay. I don't know this cat.
I could Google it later, but his first name's Karma. And like Ira's panther.
Yeah, like the kitty cat.
Like the kitty cat.
Yeah.
And works for my dad now. And in the midst of this, he almost got his Swiss Army knife that's older than me confiscated, but didn't.
No.
And met, as he called them, 2 train kids, who he said they were 2 19-year-old guys, whose names were, according to him, Kid and Strange. Which
sure,
I made a goof about train names vis-a-vis the Adventure Zone.
Oh, yes.
Which, that's gotta be their train names.
Right.
Hey, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Hey, can I tell you something?
Graham's
my train name.
But my dad and Karma had like a little camping spot and, you know, a tent, and these guys kind of like wandered over to their site and there was like, hey, you know, can we just pop a squat for a minute? And they're sure.
Whoa. Your dad didn't just go to a Grateful Dead concert. He camped at it?
Oh, yeah, that's part of the... Okay, when you go to a Grateful Dead concert, camping is part of the process.
Oh, okay.
It's a thing. It's like camping in a field with a bunch of people and booze and drugs and all that noise.
Is there content in us going to a Grateful Dead concert and recording a session outside?
No.
Is it good Okay.
No.
I think that's just Drug Quest 2.0.
Hashtag everything is content.
That's LARPing Drug Quest.
Yeah.
Drug Quest : Bonnaroo Dead.
But they started chit-chatting, and you know, my dad likes hearing people's stories, and so they were talking for a while. And eventually it rounded to the point where the way I like to think it happened is just like, you know, they finished their story and my dad was like, you know, it was a really cool story, guys, and, you know, glad you're here. And they go, yeah. Anyway, you got any weed? Like, that's how I like to think it happened. And my dad is a deadhead and an old hippie, so of course he had weed on him.
Right.
And they said, can we buy some weed off of you? And my dad said no, and just gave them the weed for free because my dad is a good old hippie.
Right. What? He's no cop.
He's no cop. And then he finished off the story with his friend Karma, like hand in hand, he said, or arm in arm, he said, getting my dad back to the car, who's very tired and very high, like he was an old grandpa. And then proceeded to stay up to 6 a.m. talking to other old hippies about stuff, wandering around the camp, sitting down, just going, so, what'd you think of the show? And just proceeding on. He then got back home and watched 2 more Grateful Dead shows in the garage.
Now, here's my question. Did he wear his beret during this?
Probably.
Good.
You see, I can absolutely see part of that, or at least that last part, when he went home and watched 2 more shows in the garage, because on our way to and from Candle Nights, we did listen to like sundry Mabim Bam episodes.
We did. Didn't we listen to we
listened to the dad one.
Yeah, we listened to the dad one, and didn't we another Candle Nights live?
Maybe? We might have.
We might have listened to another Candle Nights, and I'm pretty sure we listened to a Till Death Do Us Blart.
Yes, I believe
because that is some of my favorite McElroy content,
and it had just come out.
Yeah.
Yes,
I have one last thing to add on to the story about my father.
Absolutely, he managed to get back to the car, place his decades old Swiss Army knife in the car, and then returning back. He has something that he calls, and I shit you not, his mojo bag. And no, it's not where he keeps the drugs. It is instead a small bag about the size of a hacky sack that he had like lashed to his belt that had like semi-precious stones and crystals and shit in it given to him from other hippies over the years that he's been going to Dead shows. And the security guards stopped him, and because it's on like maybe like a foot of paracord lashed to his belt, and she says, "That's a weapon." I was like, what? Are you thinking my father's going to flail someone to death with a bag of hippie crystals?
So that's my idea for a new D&D character. There we go.
Yeah.
Weaponized diamonds.
Yeah, that's bludgeoning damage straight out.
With their mojo bag.
Chant that shit?
A very old, maybe furbolg.
Yeah.
That just carries a bag of precious crystals on some rope and just beats people with it.
Yeah, these are my beaten crystals.
I can just imagine a Caduceus Clay of Critical Role fame. Roland be like, yeah, that's great, man. Yeah. Bam! Bam!
That is the big bullet points of my father's weekend adventures.
That was amazing.
He's a singular guy, and god damn it.
It'd be weird if he was multiple guys.
Okay, Chase. I'm just happy that I've gotten to the point where I'm old enough that he doesn't care about telling me about his drug use, because he never used to say anything about it in the past. But now he's like, you've seen some shit. I did a lot of weed when I was young, like, or a lot of other stuff. Oh, he was telling me about doing, like, nitrous oxide, like, sucking out of balloons, the, like, laughing gas mafia, he called them, that would, like, roll into shows, not affiliated with the venue or anything like that, and sell nitrous oxide at a premium. In balloon form. Wild shit.
Supply and demand, I guess. Right?
Yeah. Like, he's got some wild stories. He's like, I'm so happy you never did any of the stuff that I did. It's made me who I am. I don't regret anything of it. But man, oh man, I've messed myself up. I'm like, cool, Dad. That's about all I've got.
Your dad's pretty cool. My favorite thing about your dad is, I don't know which time it was, loading in or unloading you from an apartment. Mm-hmm. But I will never forget, your dad stopped everything he was doing to compliment me on my truck loading form.
Yes, because he's been stagehand for 30 years.
He's done.
Yeah, he's a union stagehand.
It was great. It was one of the higher moments.
Hell yeah.
Okay, this is a man who has unloaded a couple of trucks in his day.
Yeah, game recognized game.
I can put this on my resume.
Your dad's the dude.
He's kind of cool.
He's the dude.
He is the dude. The dude abides.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's play some D&D.
You find yourselves deep in the heart of the wilds, squinting in the daylight. Though you've spent time in the forests before, the wilds were always a dangerous place to be. It's quieter than any of you remember. Birds chirp above as the canopy shimmers in a green-gold light. Your boots grind into the earth and mix with a light dusting of snow. The winter chill that you left behind on the day of decimation has returned to the world just in time to greet you. Gamma stands on a large rock, unfolds a strange lantern from his leg, and holds it aloft. Now, we wait.
What for?
Your guide for the next part of your journey.
You're not coming with us, Gamma?
No, I must return back to Amberai. You will have some other individuals meet you at Lee when the time comes.
Some other Amberforged individuals?
Yes.
Okay.
I am simply a guide from the heart of Amberai out here. The actual diplomatic party will be more expeditious in getting out here.
Got it. All right.
So we are waiting for people to find us here, or we are going to Lee and meet?
Yes. Your guide for this part of the journey will be arriving shortly, hopefully.
Any idea how far Lee is from wherever we are?
I am not as well versed with the wilds as this individual is. I imagine he can give you a much better read once he decides to arrive.
All right. Let's just post up, I guess.
You can, and I like hit my shoulder and like light comes on. I'm like, you can put your leg back on. I've got it.
I actually do need to hold this one, but I appreciate the thought.
Oh, it's a signal.
Oh, all right. What? Can't blame a guy for trying, huh? Zafiir then proceeds to like take his coat off and like roll his sleeves up. He's like, oh God, it's so humid out here.
It's snowing.
No, you said we left the snow behind, yes? Or is it snowing right now?
It's not actively snowing, but there is snow on the ground.
Oh, I thought you said it was hot here. Never mind. Oh, no, more layers. Oh, God.
Put your coat back on, you idiot.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You're gonna get not snout icicles.
You are Dragonborn. Are you Zafiir? I've never asked this because I didn't know if I needed to, but are you warm-blooded or cold-blooded?
I just kind of look at him.
Dude, I read about it in a book.
He's not a lizard.
I was studying the healing powers of the body and the best uses of magic for the rejuvenation of the spirit, and I came across a fun fact. Some of us have hot blood and some of us don't.
Oh boy.
I would say I have the hot type.
I think we're 3 hot-blooded bros.
3 hot boys. Here we are. Look at me.
We're not the ages 3 anymore.
Although, to be fair, I can turn into animals that are cold-blooded.
What's that like?
Honestly, I'm there for so little time.
I pull out a book and start actually taking notes.
Upsetting that homeostasis, baby.
It's weird and magical. I don't really think my own personal biology is terribly affected by it.
Yeah, but this raises a good point. What do we call ourselves now?
Oh, beans.
The Hot Boys 3? I'm down for the Hot Boys 3.
You would be.
Amare Dejani looks up. I think something fairly similar to that has already been taken. You don't want to cross-pollinate the brand.
Amare Dejani is all-knowing.
He's our trademark guy.
We kind of talked about this a little bit when we first met about the peace talks. Something like the emancipators or something.
That's a lot of syllables.
That's fair. It's not that. It was more the idea behind it, just something catchier, you know.
Can we just be? And Jackson turns and looks into the distance. Those guys.
I craft a little wind to blow his cape.
I using both thaumaturgy, there's like a nice ga 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 that happens, and then there's some sparks that kind of go with it as well.
Meanwhile, a dragon god is just staring at the three idiots talking about names.
Yeah, no, with presentation, the words "those guys" like appear as well, and then sort of like wisp away like smoke.
We'll workshop it.
Sure. Okay.
We'll have time to travel, I think.
It took you guys some time to figure out Aegis 3. I imagine, this...
To be fair, I don't even think we came up with that.
I don't think so.
It's true. I think the voice in the sky came up with it, and somehow it made its way into the fiction.
Into canon, yeah.
Yes, once you're...
In fact, I'm pretty sure nobody called you the Aegis 3 until you guys just did right now.
I think that is the first time I've actually heard it. I've thought it a lot.
Yeah, no, have we all just been... Is this another shared hallucination?
The Mandela
Am I asleep right now? I pinched myself.
This is like... Have you ever heard the story of the Bernstein Bears? But then some people think they're the Bernstein Bears.
Hold on. I've rolled a 2. I have not heard of the Bernstein Bears, but I have heard of a man named Leonard Bernstein.
That is not at all what I'm talking about. Different things.
Are you sure? We're talking about the music, right? He wrote something about a young shark and poop.
Yes.
You lost me. I'm going.
I have heard that one.
A young shark, not a baby shark, and then there was a do.
All right, I'm done with this particular conversation.
It's nice to know that this 5 minutes of audio will forever live in infamy.
Oh, yeah, no, you're not getting away with that.
So how long did you say it would be, Gamma?
Hard to say. He's not the most punctual individual, but I imagine he should be along shortly.
Is it anyone we know?
No.
Okay.
I don't believe so, at least.
Who is it?
His name is Chiron.
Chiron.
Go ahead, everybody roll me perception checks.
Natural 20.
Pretty good.
Excellent.
Oh god, I changed my numbers to an illegible form. 18.
Oh no.
That's only a 6 for me.
Jackson, you are definitely the first to see this. After about an hour, you're just kind of sitting up on the rock. You've fallen into a comfortable silence with everyone. And you're sitting up there with Gamma. And you're watching out into the wilderness. And you hear a different kind of rustling. Is really the best way you can describe it. It is not the chirping of birds or the gust of wind. It sounds like hoof falls. You stand up and you look out. You call everybody else to attention.
We've got company.
Oh, I just lined up a dirty limerick.
Oh, well, I'm sure we can stop the... Well, hold on. Maybe our new guest will want to hear that.
All right. I just kind of sit there looking up. I have one hand on the axe and the other hand on the book. Go on.
Through the forest comes a mule. A small mule. And on the back of the mule is a dwarf. The dwarf wears a long leather coat, and a strip of black cloth keeps his mane of hair out of his eyes. He raises his hands in a peaceful gesture. Kappa, good to see ya. It's Gamma, but close enough. I knew that. Was testing you. This them?
Hey, howdy.
Right. Hello.
Well met.
Hello.
Is there anything more you need from me? No, that should be fine. You can get back to your amber guy.
Gamma, do you want to hear a dirty limerick before you go?
Sure. Why not?
New friend, enjoy this dirty limerick.
All right.
There once was a man from Bel Air who was shagging his lass on the stair. When the banister broke, he doubled his stroke and finished her off in midair. All right, bye, Gamma.
Goodbye, Mordecai.
Safe travels.
And he pops the lantern back into his leg and vanishes back down the hole to where the amber steed has been waiting.
Hey, don't forget to fix that thing on the way back.
I remember. It's impossible for me to forget.
Oh.
That's good. I didn't know if memories were stored in your leg.
Silence.
Are we going that way?
Stupid.
We're going this way.
Kyron is cackling. I'm glad somebody else finds them both amusing and a little ridiculous.
All right. Ugh. Mordecai gets up, stretches, walks over to the dwarf. You're Kyron, then?
Right. You're the folks that... And he looks at Amareya Dejani. You'll be him then, right? And the godling nods.
Yep.
Nice to meet you. All right, Decimators, let's get going.
I don't know if I love it or hate it.
I'll take it for now. Let's do this.
That
that was us. Oh,
yes,
okay.
That hurts. But it's really cool. I'm sorry, Griffin's reeling for a second. Chase.
Zafiir reaches through the ether and gives Griffin a pat on the back.
Thanks, Zafiir.
Hey, anytime, Griffin. Hey, here's a Diet Coke on me.
Oh, thanks, man. I really needed this.
Anytime.
This is getting weird. Well, let's get going. We got a couple of days' travel till we hit our first, market. Less of a town, more of just a kind of a big place for us to stock up on supplies for the long haul.
That is a couple of days, you said.
Yeah.
How far all the way to Lee?
Well, let me show you. And if you would all like to check the Facebook group, as soon as it decides to load, you'll see the map.
Ooh, look at that.
And he points to near the wall. You can actually see, like, on the map, some broken walls and an outcropping of rocks. Right. So that's where we are right now. We're right in these rocks here.
Okay. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a Hydra?
Oh, yes, I was going to also ask about the monster.
Is that a Hydra?
You're getting ahead of me now, lads. You're getting ahead of me.
Do not want to fight a Hydra.
We are not
but I really want to fight a Hydra. Guys.
Look, I don't... Okay, first off, I don't know exactly if it's a Hydra.
Guys.
It's the beast of the lake.
Guys, what if we just go fight a Hydra?
I'm good. Although I do have swim speed creatures now.
See, there you go. Yeah, you'll be a great distraction. We'll stand on the edge. I will throw the book at it.
I mean, I can fly.
Zafiir will blast it.
We're going to be stopping at Sangye first. Pick up some supplies for the trip at large. For reasons that will be made clear eventually, we're going to go ahead and down through Clove, Verwe, and then we'll cross the river into Lee. We're not going to be going through Barak. That's where the militants train. They're not entirely trustworthy of anyone, let alone people from the other side of the wall.
Okay.
So
that makes sense. So the long journey, because it's the safer one.
Exactly. And we're carrying precious cargo. And he nods to Amareya Dejani. And to head off any questions, because you did mention the friend in the dead center of the map. Nobody has seen him in ages beyond ages, but also no one has crossed the lake and survived in ages beyond ages. So rather than take the risk, we're going to go ahead and hoof it as far as we can.
Yeah, right.
All right. I'm sorry. Did you say that we're going to Sange, then to Clove, then to Barak?
No.
No. Vewe. Then Lee.
Yewe.
And then across. Okay.
And then we cross the bottom of the river there.
Understood. Thank you.
Of course. We're about 2 days' trek from Sangye, so we best get moving then.
Which way? That way? I point to a tree.
He looks up into the trees, looks side to side, licks his finger, sticks it into the air, points this way, and he turns the mule around and heads back the way he came.
Can I size up Chiron?
Yeah.
Sure.
Like,
absolutely.
Is he geared out? Does he have weapons on him?
Can I more roll insight? I want to see how.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. Mordecai, roll perception, and Zafiir, roll insight.
21.
16.
Okay. With a 21, you can see that he doesn't have weapons. Like, he's got a dagger, a boot knife, essentially, but he actually is kitted out with some wizard's components. Looks like he may be some kind of a spellcaster. With an insight, in addition to being, like, you know a magic guy when you see one. You could pick up on that relatively easily. The way he moves, the way he acts, he is more than a wizard. He's got something else going on. He is used to being in the wilds and accustomed to guiding people. You start through the forest, and it takes you the better part of the rest of the day to make your way through the woods. It's a quiet journey this far, at least. It appears that you guys popped up out of ground right just before noon, and you get a long day of walking through the woods. I'm going to need everybody to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, yeah, we fine. 22.
Okay.
Constitution save is a 13.
16.
16. Mordecai and Zafiir, you two are fine. You've done plenty of ranging beyond the wall. Jackson, your allergies are kicking up, and you didn't even know you had those.
I hate trees.
Well, it's because last time he was here, he was a human, so.
Yeah, that's
You got those elf allergies. Damnedest thing.
Yeah, allergic to sleep.
Damn. Man, I feel you.
I call it the cold iron conundrum.
While we're traveling, can I have a sec to talk with Chiron?
Of course. That's you.
That was really loud.
Yes, it was.
Okay, so more of it. So I step up. I kind of pace up a little bit to Chiron. It's like, hey, sorry, not a lot of proper introductions. Mordecai. Hi.
Right.
Hello.
Chiron. Ignatius. And he points to the mule.
Wow. What's up? I refocus. So, do you... I'm guessing you work for Amberai?
Oh, no, he contracted me. He's got access to some materials that I don't find often out this way. So I know the woods pretty well. I know the lay of the land and whatnot. So I figured I'd, help him out. He helped me out. It's a relatively simple job. We just can't go getting ourselves killed.
Right. And so you do this a lot?
A fair bit. Mostly helping to relocate his buddies, once he gets folks fleeing the other side there.
Sure.
I help him get set up in some of the little hamlets this way. How'd you get tied up in this?
Maybe once we camp for the night, we can start that story.
It's a very long one.
Yeah, all right.
It would take at least 50-some episodes to tell you about it.
You said the mule's name was Ignatius?
Yes.
I have a new best friend for this trip. Someone I will die for.
You don't know that yet. You haven't tried to feed it.
Over the course of the trip, I will periodically use my ring of animal influence to cast Speak with Animals and just kind of shoot the shit with Ignatius.
You do have a salt block.
No, I'm saving that for the most pivotal plot point. We're gonna bump into a rock or something. I'll be like, hey, hang on, salt block.
Go ahead and roll me a handle animals check at advantage.
Natural 19 for a 25.
Nice.
You and Ignatius hit it off. He's not much for talking, but dirty limericks do translate pretty well to mule, and he gets a kick out of them.
Hell yeah. He also appreciates good puns.
Mm-hmm.
Which I can get behind.
I wouldn't get behind him too much. He is a mule and does kick.
Oh, Ignatius, you cad. Hell yeah.
Eventually, the sun does begin to set behind the trees, and you all split up to make camp for the night. Kyron posts up to make y'all some fine traveling dinner. He heads out into the forest and comes back with a couple of fire-roasted critters that are pre-roasted by whatever it was that he used to kill him.
Nice.
He sets camp up and has a couple of tarps and tents that he gets put up there for you. And he looks to y'all. If you don't mind, I'm bushed. I'm gonna turn in. I know. And he nods to Jackson. I know your kind don't do a whole lot of the sleeping thing at night. Y'all able to do that thing where you're like not awake for a while but are awake kind of thing for a couple hours and then, keep an eye out for the rest of the night?
Yeah, yes, I call it my sleep trance wake state.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know if that's what it's actually called, but that's what I call it. Because I don't.
We'll be fine, Kyron.
I don't know. Nobody really taught me, so I just kind of sit here, and then time's passed, and then I'm good.
Jackson, do you have any more of those crimson bovine on you?
I do. In fact, I stocked up before we left.
I don't think I'm going to get much sleeping done. Do you think I could have one?
Sure.
You alright, bud?
I think so. It's just last time I was out here, I wasn't doing the best of things, and
fair enough.
Doesn't feel quite great to be back.
No, I get it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Are we expecting trouble in the area, Kyron?
Tonight, no. This is, we're far enough away from the markets that, we're not going to attract, trouble from the sentient sort, and, there's enough of us here, and we're making the right kind of racket that most, ghoulies are gonna keep away from us.
Alright.
Beautiful. Well, get some sleep. I'll stay on watch.
Alright.
Sure. Wait, you take the first one, I'll take the second one?
I mean, I will join you for the second one. I don't...
Okay.
I actually kind of wanted to maybe wolf around a little bit just to get a lay of the land.
No, do your thing. I'll be here.
I'll be back in a couple hours.
Cool. Okay.
And I'll shift Direwolf and just kind of make a perimeter. Just range out for 20-30 minutes, make a lap, come back.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check, Mordecai.
10.
As abnormal as all of this seems, it's normal for what you know it to be. You are in the heart of the woods. You have a fire going, and that is actually keeping a fair few things away. They know an encampment when they see it. You range out for a while, and you end up coming back. You grab a seat at the fire with your fellows, and you end up watching the fire for a while, just all three of you looking deep into it. And after a while, the fire does start to get low, so Mordecai, you volunteer, and you go grab some wood.
I've produced flame.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Well, yeah.
We need fuel.
But,
we need
produce
fuel.
flame.
I don't have produced wood.
You need exactly. Exactly.
Not with that attitude.
Not yet. I go get some wood.
As you step into the darkness, a red and blue glow starts to shimmer in the woods. Unbidden, you follow it, unable to stop yourself.
Ooh.
Through the thickest part of the woods, you find yourself drawn to a clearing that was not there when you did your wolf around a couple of minutes ago. And you know that for sure because this clearing stretches for miles around. Beneath your feet, you find a road rolling out before you, leading to a signpost at a crossroads. You see a figure leaning against it, a figure you know even at this great distance. You step, and your steps seem to carry you farther than you could have thought before, and as you near, the form of the Wanderer grows more and more distinct. His ragged cloak has been replaced with a strange, looping robe. His horns are bedecked with ornamentation, clearly custom-made from whatever far-off land he's been. He smells of brimstone and allspice. His skin is almost luminescent, and he lifts his horned head and smiles at you.
My dude.
And he embraces you.
I'm like cackling as I hug him.
You have had a year.
I've had a hell of a year. Looks like you've made your way around some.
I had to go visit my old haunts. I wasn't just worshipped here, you know, and my followers still remember me. I had to make an appearance.
It's really great to see you.
And you. And you.
Man, we are getting into some shit.
Yeah, I can tell. You're not supposed to be. Well, your kind haven't gone out this way in quite some time.
Yeah, there's talk of peace. Rocky or no. There's talk of it, which is new and important.
Good. That will be good for the people to bury the hatchet, as it were.
Yeah. Something like that. But, yeah, I'm sure the machinations of us mere flesh beings is not important to you right now. Is this just a social call, or
Well, a few things. First of all, the machinations of the flesh beings are quite important to us. I wouldn't have bound myself to the Kindlelands for that long if they weren't.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. You make a fair point.
Second off, I wanted to let you know that the name of the Wanderer is less known out here in the wilds. You'll want to use my name. They stripped that.
Yeah?
Saunter a Wind.
You piece of shit.
I know, I'm the worst.
You piece of shit.
But yes, you'll want to use that name if you happen to be looking for like-minded individuals, and if you'd like, I can be helping you in a more official capacity. We are bound. I rode along with you for quite some time, and I grew a grudging respect for you, like it or not, even in those short weeks.
Hey.
And he winks. I'm a collector, and he spreads his arms wide, as you can clearly see.
Yeah.
I like strange things, powerful things, valuable things. I like a souvenir of different parts of the world. Find something useful to me. You'll continue to garner my favor. If you need something of me, don't hesitate to ask, but I may need to ask something of you in the moment. I can't always guarantee you're going to like it, but unfortunately, and he spreads his cloak wide, and you see contracts upon contracts upon contracts.
It may have been a year, but I remember your steez, Saunter.
I have an aesthetic, Mordecai. I have to keep with it.
No, you've got a great aesthetic, but I also know that, like, friends is maybe a strong word, but close allies we were, and this is sounding a lot more like a business contract. I know your game. At least I have an inkling to your game.
Oh, he's a crossroads demon. That makes sense.
I'm glad we have an understanding, Mordecai. Now, you should probably wake up soon. It's actually probably time for you to be getting to bed.
Oh, you smug piece of shit.
And he looks up, and you can see his nexus twisting in the sky where the moon should be. And he turns and starts to walk towards it, and you sit bolt upright at the campsite.
Good mistake.
Indeed. Are you alright there?
Hey, hi. Hello.
You went to go get firewood, and then you just kind of came back and sat down and didn't say anything for a while, so...
The Wanderer reached out.
Oh. I thought that you just didn't feel like getting the wood, so I went and got some.
Oh,
It was a little. I thought you were.
Sorry.
I thought you were trying to figure out how to do the trance thing.
No.
That's cool.
It's not worth it.
No, I wasn't.
I miss sleep.
I wasn't here.
Oh.
Tell us.
I bumped into the Wanderer. He, took me on a road, on a path.
Okay.
Which path? This one? That one? Another path?
I was gonna do it.
Well, do it, and then maybe Chase will pick yours.
No, it's too late. The moment it's gone. It seemed like he wanted to collect me, I think.
Did he now? Amaray Dejani.
Oh. I didn't recognize the voice at first. I was like, who the fuck is that?
I thought that was the general, and I was like, what the fuck?
No, I kind of thought it was the general, too, for a second. I was like,
I was like, wait, what?
It was. No.
My eyes dart over to Amareya, who I completely forgot was here. Yes, I don't know. He likes deals. You know this, I'm guessing.
I do. He and I go back to the time before, and honestly, the time before that. He is an old enemy turned not enemy. Maybe not all the way ally, but we had a grudging respect for each other.
He used a similar phrase with me.
I imagine the familiarity is a little stronger with the two of you, as you two have never tried to murder each other as far as I know.
Fair.
And we were quite at odds at one point. He is upfront and honest. He will never take anything more from you than exactly what he tells you.
Yeah.
But he will take, and he will get his due at some point.
Yeah. It almost sounded like that, and I glance over to Zafiir. He wanted me to become a warlock.
Oh, man, then you would be triple-classed.
I don't know what that means.
That means your power gets divided way too far.
But you told me to keep an eye out for something that would interest him, and I don't know.
We are traveling in lands that are sparsely inhabited, where society once grew and fell, and grew again and fell again. There's bound to be places of power here, artifacts, things worth collecting, things you could offer him. I know his ways. He likes having tokens, bartering chips that he can use with other folks. Wealth cannot be created, even by gods, let alone by a devil. It must be earned, it must be garnered. He needs it to give it to someone else.
I don't know, I kind of caught me off guard, to be honest.
Well, what do you think?
I don't know, I think I'll keep my eyes open for now and make that decision when I need to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just got back, guys.
Very good. Well, you should get some sleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn in. You know the drill.
Yes.
Yep. Amareya, I have a question.
Of course.
And it seems a little bit impertinent, but also deeply historical and possibly relevant. So there were the 6 patrons, and you're one of them.
Mm.
And then we have the Wanderer, who you just described as a devil, and you fought him.
Mm-hmm.
And we know Gaius from the Fae. Are all of you devils or demons or angels, or are there other words we should be using that I would recognize?
Our ancestry is all different. We came from different places, all further up the river. We came from lands forgotten long ago, and we landed here. There was a great war, and we all took part in it. Glory in war. It is something that you all unfortunately inherited from us. And then one day, there were 2 that stopped it. A peace fell amongst all of our people, a mother and a father, Mata and Tala. They taught us peace. They taught us complacency. They taught us to garden and watch the world grow. They taught us to find joy in humanity and those of the human-like. From kobolds to human to elf to orc to dragonborn. We learn to watch them and love you as we once loved ourselves. And then one day, as they said it would come, time came for us to withdraw from this world and continue on our journey. We had gotten this world to a place where we were happy, or we were well on that way. And then, in that moment, the humans, I believe it was humans that did it, learned to control me. They learned to exert their power over the beings that created them. At that point, I lose track of what happened. For when that happened, they left me. They did not want the same to happen for them, and even though the day was coming where we could have left in peace and harmony, a world not finished, but complete, but whole, they left me here to die, lest they be caught in the same trap as me. I am still processing that. I will be working on that for some time. But some didn't leave. Some, like your Wanderer, your Gaia. The Deep, as far as I know, was here long before any of us showed up, and will be here long after we all leave. The Deep is something different. I don't know. I'm scared to ask, honestly. Carrie was always capricious, though. I don't think Carrie will ever leave. They just think it's too much fun here.
That tracks, yeah.
But the others, they stayed. I know not yet why. Whether it is out of love for humanity and those they fostered, fear of what's down the river, or something else entirely.
What's the river? You keep mentioning a river. Is it like the real river, like he showed us on the map, or like I read about the river Styx, like the river of death, or
that's closer. That's closer, right? The River of Souls.
Ooh.
It's where we go eventually.
Is it where we go, where you go?
Yes.
Ooh.
It's how I got here. It's where I've been all this time. Trapped in between a living body and a dead mind. It's not a great place. At least it's not a great place to be trapped. I imagine if you're on your way there, it's the place where those who are undying are trapped between, unable to dip their toes into the river that will carry them on into the great unknown.
Were the rest of the patrons there with you?
No. It was a lonely span.
I'm glad we got you out there.
Likewise. Right. And he stands up and just kind of dusts himself off, even though he is perfectly clean. Right, Mordecai, Zafiir, you can try to go to sleep if you would like. I believe Jackson and I have it from here.
Yeah, all right. Give it a shot, Zaf.
A shot of what?
Sleeping.
Oh, I mean, the point I'm trying to make is I don't feel comfortable trying to sleep right now. That was the whole effort. I'll just go for a walk, everyone.
You're gonna need to try it eventually out here.
I know. Just let me get used to it for a bit.
All right, bud. Mordecai will turn in.
All right, Zafiir, you go for a walk?
I think so, yes. If Jackson is going to stay awake, I'm going to go for a walk.
Yeah, I'll wait. Well, I won't wait. I'll stay not waiting here and then when you come back, I'll start waiting. That made so much. I'll see you later.
All right.
Thank you for joining us here on Another Path. You can find our website and merch store at anotherpathpodcast.com, on Twitter at anotherpathpod, and on Facebook at facebook.com/anotherpathpodcast. You can support our efforts by donating at patreon.com/anotherpath. Special thanks goes to our donor Nathan N., or by giving us a rating and review over on Apple Podcasts or whatever podcatcher will let you. You can also find me on Twitter at TQLoudly, Ryan at Ryan_Albrecht, Griffin at Griffcold, and Zach at that guy Zach Rob. In addition to that, if you want to find us in person, you can find Griffin and myself at Gen Con 2019. In addition to just being around and able to say hi to, and please do, if you happen to be a fan of the show and I don't know you, please do not be even the littlest bit afraid to come up and say hi. But in addition to that, I'm actually going to be on a panel on Friday morning at 10 a.m. If you're going to be there, at the convention right around that time, please stop in and say hi then as well. It's going to be about TTRPGs on podcast, and as a podcast form, it's going to be a rip-roaring good time, I am sure. In addition to that, we'll be back in 2 weeks with a new episode, and until then, remember that sometimes the best way to know about the world is to ask about it.
Chase, I want you to know that when you first started that, I thought you said he smells like brimstone and Old Spice.
Not all spice.
And I had a nice giggle, so...
It's a good giggle.
I saw your reaction. I was wondering what that was for.
I thought he said Old Spice, and I was like...
That seems
right. Like a dad.
Yeah.